It's a cold morning in Oakland when a young man named Jamal checks his phone and sees another rejection. This time it's a loan application denied before a single human looked at it. The algorithm decided he's too risky. Jamal's crime? Living in a poor neighborhood. This invisible math just slammed the door on his chance to lift himself out of poverty. But why do these algorithms so often stack the deck against people like Jamal, and who's policing the math that's quietly running our lives? You might think math brings fairness, rules, numbers, no bias. But Cathy O'Neil shows us how these weapons of math destruction actually deepen inequality and hide real harm behind cold numbers. Jamal's story is more than unlucky fate. In Oakland, his loan was declined based on a score built from zip code, past debts, and neighborhood crime stats without a human second glance. The data truth here didn't see Jamal as a person but as a risk profile, cementing a cycle where poverty predicts failure. Think of these models like a locked safe. We feed data in, it spits out decisions, credit approvals, job screenings, college admissions, but no one sees inside. That's the black box O'Neil warns about, invisible math shaping futures with no way to appeal or understand why. Once this math decides you're risky, the damage piles up. No loan means no education, no job growth, no climbing out. The algorithm doesn't just assess risk, it builds walls. O'Neil calls it a vicious cycle, where math doesn't just reflect inequality, it amplifies and locks it in place. Math is supposed to be objective, but weapons of math destruction aren't just flawed, they're destructive. O'Neil breaks down how they spread false certainty and punish the vulnerable. In Washington state, teachers' careers depended on student test scores analyzed by algorithms, but these models ignored real classroom struggles or external factors. The result? Good teachers lost jobs unfairly because the numbers missed the real story, tearing apart schools and trust. Cities deploy predictive policing algorithms that map crime hot spots. Trouble is, they rely on arrest data, already biased by over-policing poor black neighborhoods. So police swarm these areas more, creating a feedback loop where the math predicts more crime simply because they look harder there. Health insurers use complex models to set premiums, charging people more if their data suggests a higher risk. But when that risk is tied to socioeconomic factors or genetics beyond control, insurance becomes unaffordable for many who most need it, widening healthcare gaps under the guise of fairness. It's not all doom. O'Neil offers a blueprint for change, how we can dismantle these destructive math weapons and reclaim fairness before the math writes us off forever. O'Neil pushes for audits and public scrutiny of models, not just trusting black boxes. Like how we require safety inspections for cars, algorithms need checks to catch bias and errors before they hurt people at scale. No algorithm should work alone. Human oversight can catch the stories behind the numbers, someone's toddler illness or neighborhood turnaround that cold math misses. This hybrid approach can restore fairness and allow appeals, breaking the cycle of silent rejection. Finally, data can become a tool for liberation if designed right. Imagine credit models rewarding community investment or education access algorithms factoring potential, not just past debt. O'Neil's call is clear. Math must lift people up, not tear them down. Remember Jamal, denied before anyone looked? That's the quiet cruelty of weapons of math destruction, the math ruling our lives with no accountability. But you can demand change. Next time an algorithm judges you or your community, ask who built this math. Is it fair? Try digging deeper into one score or model you interact with this week. Awareness is your first step to a fairer future. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.